You're listening to the We Are Libertarians Network. Learn more at wearelibertarians.com.
Welcome to Miranda's World. I like to start it out with a real big bang there every time. I'd like to thank Chris Spangle for hosting as always.
Hello.
Got my daughter, Alexis.
Hello.
She's a teenager. We're going to interview her today, find out what it's like to have the coolest mom ever.
How do you feel about that? Do you agree?
No comment.
She's wearing my tiara. That says it all.
How old are you?
16.
Hear that, boys? Do not like her Facebook page.
Yeah, don't. And don't friend her unless you're 16. I will castrate you.
So let's get the energy up. Let's
All right,
get it going
let's get this
here.
energy going. I'm sorry, guys. I just want to let everybody know that I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Want to get those subscriptions up. Make sure everybody is subscribing to We Are Libertarians, keeping in with all the cool stuff we have happening all the time. So, Alexis.
Yeah.
Seriously, what's it like having a cool-ass mom like me?
It's something.
Talk to the microphone.
It's something.
So, what's it like being a hot tub baller at the gym with a mom like me?
Kind of uncomfortable. You take selfies the whole time.
I didn't see your uncomfortable smile in any of them because you looked pretty happy.
She fake smiled.
Yeah.
Yeah, now that you mention it, there are a lot of selfies from the hot tub, which I appreciate, but I never really thought about, there are other people in the room.
Yeah, it's kind of awkward.
Yeah, especially for her 16-year-old daughter.
And the way she takes them, just holds her phone straight out in the air. It's not like discreet or anything, just boom, right out there.
I have nothing to hide.
When has Miranda ever been discreet?
I couldn't if I tried. That's why I don't bother.
Right.
Nothing I do is under the radar. So we watched a movie yesterday. It was called Unsane. And that movie was pretty cool. It was about a lady that's been stalked. So
Triggered.
I can relate. We were both triggered. Yeah, that's just crazy. Can't get in too much into that right now because hopefully I will get restraining orders and have court proceedings to follow.
Yeah, it's been quite... You haven't even told me any of the details, really, but...
We can go into it, but I won't disclose any names.
We probably shouldn't right now.
Okay.
I'd say let's focus on Lexxi a little more because
Okay.
she can't get us locked in prison.
Always about her.
Always.
Is it really all about you?
It is.
In what way?
Well, I'm wearing a crown.
All right, a tiara.
Tiara.
Now,
Say it as you will.
who it's got the redheaded the mermaid.
Little mermaid.
Yeah, the Little Mermaid. Have you had this your whole life?
No, it's actually my mom's, and she got it today from
Carly.
Carly.
Yeah, Carly Ernst sent me a beautiful box.
Nice.
And I was waiting to open it.
I ate
because
her candy, too.
The candy was good. I wanted to open it. I wanted to make like a video of me opening it.
Right.
And so I didn't want to look ratchet. And I didn't want to be choking my ex-boyfriend in the video. So we were not able to make said video until today.
Right.
But it's actually been sitting on the table at my new place like for quite some time. And like I just kept meaning to get to it. But again, I probably just looked like Dew and didn't want to like make that video.
Oh, doo-doo. Okay, I
Yeah.
gotcha.
Oh, who are we talking about that with?
Oh, Mike and Amanda. So we went to Olive Garden with my good friends Mike and Amanda, and they're longtime supporters of the show and contributors of my premium Snapchat. And
Fire-ass nudes,
got you, boo.
which we'll get to, Lexi.
Yeah, not from her.
Not from her, but how she feels about it.
Yeah, she just does not care for it. I'm like, bitch, how you think you got that shirt?
Oh, my God.
So, but no, it's hilarious. So somehow we got onto feet, and Lexi and I actually made a poem, and I'm going to let Lexi pull that poem up and read it in just a second. But so as we were talking about Alexis's steaming, sweaty feet, and sometimes you can see the steam coming right off of them.
I don't think so.
Yes.
Why do you have hot feet?
I don't.
She does.
She's lying.
Dude, one time I was driving in the car, and she literally all of a sudden from the back seat, bam, this hot, sweaty foot just came up beside me, steam coming off of it. She was wiggling the toes. She was like, hey, Mom, I think I've got an athletic foot.
Jeff Tennyson is watching.
Hello.
That's how I know a girl is single, is if Jeff Tennyson is her Facebook friend, then I know that I can add her, because literally every girl I've ever dated has dated Jeff Tennyson.
Well, he hasn't hit me up in the DMs yet. What's wrong with me?
We're on the Bumble circuit together.
You just have so many DMs you haven't been able to find his.
I do have that problem, but let's get back to the feet, because sometimes I really need to search through to find ones I want.
Yeah, why do you not think you have steamy hot feet?
Yeah, what makes you think
Well,
they're not steamy, McGee?
1, they're always cold. 2, I don't have a problem with my own feet.
Right.
No, I have a problem with your own feet.
Do they
I have a
smell?
problem with your feet.
No,
They can.
sometimes, but they are more like hobbit feet. They're just usually like dirty, like sometimes they just like real rough and just steamy.
Do you wear sandals?
I do.
Yeah,
She
that's
wears
why.
Birkenstocks, but she also wears other shoes with no socks
Are
all
you-
the time.
Just my slide-ons.
Okay. Are you a lesbian?
No.
Oh, okay.
Definitely
then
not.
What's with the Birkenstocks?
She's Jesus.
They're really comfortable. They're convenient because sometimes I just don't feel like putting on real shoes.
She wears them with everything, and it's
I do.
ugly.
They go with everything.
No.
Depending on how new they are, they can look nice with nicer outfits. But when they get to the point that mine are at,
Dude, they have black toe prints stained in them.
Like a
that's
little,
not my fault.
like a little gorilla.
It's your fault.
It's not. I've seen every other pair of Birkenstocks. They all look the same.
Yeah, gross. They're all gross.
Okay, so anyway, so we're talking about that funny hot steamy foot situation, and Amanda had been at the hot tub the other night with me, and somehow she pulled her foot up, and she had the most cool toes I've ever seen.
What?
I liked them so much.
What do you mean cool toes?
Okay, so I was like, oh my gosh, Amanda, like your second toe is like doing almost like a finger cross to your big toe. Like it was like doing a crossover.
What do they call it? Is that crow's feet? What's the
It was
term
just
for
the
that?
one toe. I don't know what that. I mean, it was just. It wasn't completely gnarled over or anything. It was just like almost crossed him over, and I was like, dude, that's really fucking awesome. Like
My
it really
pinky toe
excited
does
me.
that.
Oh, I've got some gang member pinky toes. That's another story.
What? Let's show the live stream your feet.
Oh my gosh,
Come on, Miranda.
My feet are so ratchet right now. Please send money for a pedicure if you're watching. It's this little guy right here. You see he's all bent over, kind of like the evil queen in Snow White when she's trying to give somebody an apple. So at any rate, Amanda had that cool crossover toe, and it was really exciting me.
Yes, bunions. That's what they're called.
Oh,
When
a bunion is what is kind of like my little pinky toe, or it's kind of humpback. But a bunion is like an extra piece of toe, I do believe.
Okay.
But like her toe just is like almost, I was like, girl, it looks like your second toe is trying to grow longer than the first one. And it's like crossing over. And like, I was like, oh my gosh. And then she was like, haha, the other foot, the toe's shorter. And I was like, let me see it. And then she did. And it was like a little smashed sausage. Like
Sausage.
It was like a little smashed sausage.
It's such a nice sausage. It's a nice sausage.
I get free napkins from McDonald's.
Stop.
Anyway, it was a little smashed sausage. And I loved it so much. I loved both of her cool toes. Like, they were totally different. They did not look like they would have been on the same corresponding feet. Like, and it made me so excited. And then they made fun of me for, like, loving it so much. I was like, oh, my God. It was so fun. And they were just like, you weird.
Now, what about this poem?
Oh, okay. So,
Can I say it?
yes, go ahead and read the poem.
Explain the poem again.
Well, Ashley Puckett is a friend of mine. She made a poem.
Inspirational.
Was she from the island of Nantucket?
She's from Nashville.
Oh, okay.
She is from Nashville. But she and I were undercover as we are Libertarians correspondents, doing the Dear Leader's work, finding out what was going on in Shelby County Jail. And so
She was undercover there for a while.
Yeah.
I didn't tell any of
just
you.
reporting.
Yeah, just reporting. I sent a mole into the Shelby County prison system.
Show did.
Just to see what was going on inside. How did everything check out?
It's pretty crazy. I was nicknamed Unstable Mabel within 2 days.
Are you surprised, Lexxi?
No.
I told that to Alexis and my aunt over the phone, and they died laughing. And I was like, apparently these bitches are smarter than they look.
Now, when you go into the Shelby County jail, do you punch someone right away? to let them know you're the craziest one there.
No, because that's just too basic bitch.
Okay.
That's what they
Extra.
expect. So no, you just go in and be crazy as fuck and don't ever have to like let them know. And that's how they do know.
Okay.
And so I was basically a cell boss. People were fighting over who was going to buy my panties, bra, and socks.
Is that true?
Yeah. No, they didn't fist fight over it, but I did receive a bag of coffee and a Star Crunch for the panties. She tried to give me another pair of panties also, and I was like, no, hun, you keep those. That's all you.
What's it like growing up with an entrepreneur for a mother?
Can you define entrepreneur?
Just out there hustling every day, trying to make $1.
I don't know.
But did you grow up in Fishers?
I did.
Right.
Enough said.
For those of you not around here, Fishers is, I'd say, second-tier rich people land.
Oh, yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's like one of the best cities to live in the country, like out of the list they make many times.
Now, how was the Star Crunch? Paul wants to know.
Dude, that Star Crunch was so good. Like, when you've been in Shelby County Jail, you really appreciate a Star Crunch.
Now, how long were you undercover?
15 days.
15 days, right.
And so they had nicknamed me Unstable Mabel. Teeth were optional among these ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley Puckett, she made a wonderful, and I keep saying her full name just because I feel like I need to give her credit for her poem, which we'll read also.
It was an amazing poem.
Oh,
Right.
dude, it was lit as fuck. So Ashley took one for the team and got rid of 10 Speed. 10 Speed was this little, she was a hobbit. The guards called her Turbo.
Right.
She kept a bag of meth in her bra.
Okay.
Came in somebody's asshole, obviously. I think we all know that.
But I thought meth was illegal in prison.
It is. Somebody carried it in their asshole to
It
get
can
it to
be.
her.
Okay.
That's if you get caught.
Okay. How
Yeah.
do you know this?
I'm just assuming.
She's my kid.
Yep.
I just can't keep anything a secret.
I know.
Nothing's off limits. And so Turbo, she was so cool. She was like a short little hobbit with really shitty bleached out hair. Her face literally, she had full blown dentures, of course. We don't know where she got them. But her face was so old and smashed and just like, she looked like she could be my great grandmother.
Oh.
She
Yeah.
had 3 heart tattoos under her eye. They were pink. So one day we're sitting in the day room and I said, hey, did you kill someone to get those tattoos? No, them's for my babies. I was like, oh my God, they're so lucky.
Yeah. Now, let's put a weight on old,
On 10 Speed, she was all meat and no taters.
what is that? What?
I mean, she weighed more than me for sure, but she definitely, it's not like she was top heavy by any means.
Right.
It was all just like a disgusting fat. Like, a lot of these women is very unfortunate. Most of them did have like these bodies is like, you can just tell they have went from like very, very thin to very, very large and back and forth. So it was like hanging skin and
Right.
stuff. I really wanted to get some kind of a workout program going. Excuse me. I had a fresh hot pocket from Walmart.
Please tell me that's a joke.
It wasn't
It was
even
a
a real hot
calzone.
pocket.
It was a calzone.
It was fake.
That's the most disturbing thing you've said on this podcast.
I know. After coming out of Shelby County, I'm like, fuck it. I'll go to Walmart.
So you were undercover for 15
Yeah,
days?
15 days.
Okay.
Ashley Puckett was roommate with 10 Speed. I like to say 10 Speed had a broken handbrake and 2 flat tires.
Now, do we know why she got that nickname?
It's to do with her meth use.
Okay.
And yeah, like she could ramp it all the way up to 10 speeds, I
okay.
guess.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. The jail nicknames were whatever. No, my roommate was very, very nice. I liked her so much. She was very nice, pretty cool. I called her Brittany Redneck because her last name rhymed with that.
Okay.
And she was very nice. So I got lucky in that respect. So Ashley didn't get lucky. She got 10 speed.
Right.
Ashley came to me several times throughout that 15 days and was like, does your blanket in bed smell like pee?
Ew.
And I was like, no, it doesn't. And then I was like, Carl, I think 10 Speed's pissing on your bed.
Oh, no.
10 Speed was always bitching about her. She was always just trying to cause trouble and stuff. She was like an angry little hobbit. And so, Finally, they ended up just getting into a fight because 10 Speed had asked Ashley to get a Band-Aid when she went down to meds.
Mm-hmm.
So Ashley didn't have any money on her commissary. So when Ashley came back, allegedly, she traded that Band-Aid for a cup of coffee.
Mm-hmm.
10 Speed wasn't having it. So they had to go into their bunk and they locked down to fight.
So they literally locked the cell door to fight.
They closed the door to fight. And then the guards heard it anyway. And Ashley, I would like to think, like, even though she's not like a fighter by any means, like you could tell she had all of her teeth and stuff, so she didn't really fit in around there. I swear to God.
Right.
She was like educated. So, she just went in and like let 10 Speed hit her. And then she had just had a back surgery also, but she could have just.
So she really wasn't feeling any pain.
Well, she was because it's a non-narcotic facility. So even though she had her medications with her, they definitely didn't let her have it. And they were actually like a dickhead about giving her Tylenol.
Right. Wow.
So, yeah, that's rough if you think about it. Like, you have medication, you have a prescription for and a real need for it, and you don't get it. Like,
right.
That's about as rough as it gets. So almost, I'd like to say my situation was worse as an undercover reporter, but it's not always about me.
I know, and I appreciate your bravery.
Yes.
And I thank you for sending me the video of them doing the search when you went in.
Oh, God, yeah. That lady cop could never look me in the eye straight again. She couldn't keep a straight face anytime she looked me in the eye or looked at me, period, after that.
She's not seen a bleached asshole before.
She's not. And also, she was just like, when I had to squat and cough, I was like, hey, like, how far do you need me to squat down? And she was like, well, as far as you can. And I was like, bitch, I'm not trying to get athletic vagina. I'm not wiping it on the ground. How far down? But, like, yeah, and I did, like, a nice little duck butt. And, oh, God, she laughed. She laughed.
Your daughter doesn't even flinch.
No, she's seen it. No, I'm just joking. That was a joke.
You've seen it all. You've heard it all, haven't you?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Is there, at this point, is there anything she says that shocks you?
No, she's very uncensored.
She threatened to take a coat hanger to her own self today if she ever were to get pregnant. I said, that's my kid.
She called you an abortion before we started.
A failed abortion.
That's right.
She knows, Faye.
Now, so has Lexxi in turn, have you become more extroverted and loud and bombastic, or have you gone the opposite? You're rebelling by being like a quiet bookworm?
I have my times, just a mix of both of those.
All right.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment.
Yeah, you're like a 5-speed.
I'm not as raunchy and crazy psychopath, but I don't hide in my room and read books all day, basically.
Yeah,
right.
But I was basically raised by my grandparents and then pretty much by wolves. And you were raised by a shitty parent, but a parent nonetheless. There's a difference. So at any rate, Ashley had made a wonderful poem. I performed it at open mic. I guess I probably don't need to perform it here because you can watch that video on Miranda's World Facebook page. But I was so happy that she was going to let me share that with everybody. And that was actually like the gem of my stand-up performance that evening.
Best part.
It really was. So she just inspired us. I think we spent the whole day making up funny poems yesterday. And so a couple of them were just gold.
So you're gonna leave us hanging with blue balls here, or are you gonna read some poems?
She's gonna read those poems, and she's gonna go ahead and get those blue balls out the way.
All right, go for it, Lexxi.
There was a girl named Lexxi Lou. She put her foot in the air, and I said, ew. The sunlight was beaming. I saw her foot steaming. Where the fuck are your socks? She wiggled her toes. I crinkled my nose and said, damn, those things smell like... Wait, what? I read it wrong. I'm done. Nope.
That you did very good.
You did really well, yeah.
There was a girl named Lexxi Lou. She put her foot in the air, and I said, ew. The sunlight was beaming. I saw her foot steaming. Where in the fuck are your socks? She wiggled her toes. I crinkled my nose. Threw her some foot powder and said, damn, those things smell like corn chowder. Where'd you get that athletic foot?
That is gross.
Yeah.
Here, you got more? Let me read one.
All right. Let's see.
Okay, it's not going to be there.
Well, why don't you find it then?
I will.
Sorry, she knows everything. She's a teenager. If if you need to know something, just ask me and I'll ask her, you weirdos.
Do you want to take it from here?
Chris wants to do it.
Here, let me do it. All right, the first one here.
Yep.
He took my keys to storage. Wait, hold on. He took the keys to my storage and called me a whorage. Where in the fuck is that key? My daughter's Xbox is in there. Haven't had a moment to spare, Netflix and chill, but fuck, I forgot to pay the bill.
Damn it.
I hope he didn't kick me off that Hulu. He put me in jail, tried to withhold my bail.
Tried.
Why the fuck you always drink and drive? Said I'm addicted to weed. Now I'm 50 Shades of Freed. About to beat that ass.
Blank. So, yeah, we were feeling so creative.
Oh.
But, yeah. So,
Did you accidentally see one of your mom's nudes?
Can't say that hasn't happened.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah. It's happened to me. I've been, I've had nudes of your mom come across on my iWatch in the middle of Conseco
Oh,
Fieldhouse.
my God.
I'm like, well, I can't explain this to you, Todd McComas.
he was like, I know that.
Yeah.
I know her.
Todd,
No face shot included.
It's exactly what happened.
Snap slut MDiz.
Yeah. Somebody shut me out of that.
Ew.
Sorry. Can't disclose any names. The names were changed to protect the non-innocent. We don't protect the innocent in this fucking state. It's what I figured out.
Just us. Just each other.
No, the state will not protect us.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
So back to libertarianism. Fuck the government.
So, now does she know what you do for a living?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a hobo.
I live in a cardboard box outside of VP.
Now, when did you tell Lexxi what you do for a living?
I discovered it myself.
How'd you discover it?
I really don't remember.
No, she was about 13.
13, okay.
She was about 13, and she kind of had an idea, but then she also just would run with her imagination would run wild if you could only imagine. So she also was salty as fuck with me a lot because she just seemed to think like everything was just handed to me.
Right.
She never
right.
felt like I had to work hard for anything. And so at some point, right around 13, I had to go ahead and let her know where I worked.
Mm-hmm.
Because she just felt like I was going out clubbing all the time. Because she would see me leave in the evening looking fly.
Right.
And so she was just like, yeah, my mom just goes clubbing all the time. She doesn't work and da-da-da.
Is that really what your mom, you just thought she was a party animal?
Yes.
What did you think she did for money?
I don't know.
Do we want to know? So
it probably just didn't occur to you being, younger. You just don't think, you don't have this food just appears out of somewhere.
Yeah, like she literally just felt like, like we just live in Fishers and have nice things, and this evil bitch parties all the time and gets everything handed to her and makes me clean my own damn room.
Right.
So
how'd you figure it out?
Well, I think she was seeing like little things that kind of led her to believe it. So then I just came clean with her. And that it honestly was a moment where we finally kind of came together because instead of her just hating me constantly and trying to kill me in my sleep,
right,
she kind of began to have an appreciation for what was going on.
It was the mini G-strings.
the studded bras and the creative outfits. Let's
10 feet heels.
Constantly full of cash, the perfume and the glitter.
Yeah.
So how did you feel about it when she told you?
Thought it was weird.
Yeah.
She was actually really sweet. She was like kind of crying and stuff, like eventually, like, 'cause like I said, we had that heart to heart, and she was just like, it was like close to Christmas time, and she was like, Mom, I don't even need anything. Like,
did you think she was poor because she was a stripper?
Well, she just felt bad that that's what I had to do for money.
Oh, okay.
And so she was just like, you don't have to do this for me.
How did you feel about telling her and that whole process?
It was something that I didn't really want her to know about clearly, but it was something that was very freeing for me to not have to always live under that veil of secrecy because, my ex-boyfriend kind of made me feel like I needed to hide it a lot too. But since she had gotten older and then once she knew about it, it was like a big relief to me that I didn't have to try to keep this secret.
Right.
Because as all adults know, nothing stays secret forever.
Sure.
And the more you want to keep something a secret, the more that other people just can't wait to blab it.
Oh, she had told me she still worked at the hotel.
Oh, yeah, because I had worked at a hotel when I first started dancing. And I got tired of them sucking all my time out for no money. And so I just quit doing that and became a full-time dancer.
Hi, Mittens.
Big cat fan. Alexis is a big cat fan. So, like, were you afraid of your friends finding out, or, like, did you not really care that much?
Yeah, I was. Well, none of my other friends, their parents, they had both of their parents in one household. They both had day jobs, normal jobs. So it was just weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When did it stop being weird?
Never.
We'll let you know.
To be continued.
Yeah. But, I just had to let her know, like, especially when she was at that age. And it's like, look, when she was younger, I certainly didn't want people to know. I didn't want her to be ostracized for it. But at this point in time, it's like, you're responsible for your reputation. You're not responsible for mine. And it's like, we're all kind of getting to that age of maturity where we understand that. And if people don't, they're just dicks. And you just let mama know.
Mm-hmm. Austin wants to post his PayPal account so he can see nudes.
Oh, he wants to post my PayPal?
He wants to give you make sure you give the post now.
I'll post the link after the video.
I feel weird saying that in front of your daughter. Like, does that weird you out too? Does that like
just my everyday life?
Yeah, so she may not like it, but let's just face it, it's part of her everyday life. Sorry, not sorry.
Just the weird stuff that you just kind of hear through the house.
Yeah.
Because it's just those things. It's like you can try to keep it secret all you want, but at some point you just have to kind of be open about it, because if you're going to do it, she's going to know, or you know what I mean?
Oh, no, Austin has nudes and he's selling them. Nobody wants those, Austin. Move along.
No, thank you, Austin.
What is the single
It's not that.
What is the single weirdest thing you've heard her yell that made you laugh?
Today?
Good answer.
Just in general, but today works.
Well, today, her roommate, Chris, I don't know what made her say this, but
I heard him get out of the shower, and I heard the toilet seat go down. I was in my
her
bathroom, so they kind of back up.
Right.
And
I just heard a toilet seat.
I'm sitting in her room, and then all of a sudden someone yells, "Somebody's pooping!"
Why would you poop after you shower?
He didn't.
That's
what he said.
Yeah.
But he wasn't. He probably just sat the toilet seat down for whatever reason. I don't know.
So he could sit on it?
No, you put the foot up on there so you can get the
Okay.
undercarriage properly.
Well, yeah, because a guy can do that, but you don't want to do a back and forth with a towel as a girl, because that's...
You don't with a guy either.
Rug burn.
It's more just to like pat the...
Well, it's rug burn, but then you're also doing a back to front to
Yeah.
back. And
Oh.
if you didn't wipe your ass right, you could be setting yourself up for a heavy infection.
Yeah, it's more you just gotta get everything from being damp.
See, I dry it all off, but I do like one foot up on the shower, like on the bathtub, on the edge of the bathtub. I do like dry that leg, and then I put it over, and then I dry the other leg, and then the undercarriage.
Mm-hmm.
Do a nice pat dry, no male stripper swishy.
Yeah.
And then I just try to dry the rest of it off best I can. So yeah, I heard that toilet seat and I couldn't help myself.
So I want to hear, you probably have questions for her. What are some of the questions that you've got for her that you want to ask, that you've been too afraid to ask?
Oh, good question. Good question.
And then it's your turn.
Do you room raid everybody's parents? Like when you stay the night at their house, do you room raid their parents' house for dildos still?
I've never. Well, there was Wendy,
Yeah.
but that wasn't just me.
No,
That
that
wasn't my idea.
I know. All I could say when she told me, she was like, "Mom, me and Keely looked through when we were looking under." It was Keely. It was her friend's idea. Like her friend obviously already knew what was in there, but her friend was like, "Yeah." Or do you want to tell the story about the shoebox?
I don't remember.
Okay, gonna have to get her some ginkgo biloba. So there was a shoebox under the bed. And she was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Yeah, my mom's got a shoebox under her bed. Let's go look at it." And so Alexis went in there. She was such a good kid, and so she pulls the shoebox out, and it's like all kinds of weird dildos and shit.
What?
And Tiffany.
Okay, we'll get there. But then So she comes home and she tells me about it. She was like, oh my gosh, Mom, like, my friend showed me this box under Wendy's bed and it was full of dildos and stuff. And I was just like, you didn't touch it, did you? That's all I could think of. Like, please tell me you didn't touch these dildos. But she didn't.
I would never touch a dildo.
Yeah, I mean, ugh.
But if you didn't know, I mean, that was my concern because I don't use them, so she wouldn't have seen them around our house.
Right. I mean, you probably have a general awareness of what those are for.
Well, the giant
She
dick
was
pillow.
young, though. Oh, yeah. Oh, God, that's a great story.
What?
Will you just tell them about the giant dog bone that you used to always play with?
My mom had a giant pink furry,
Like a stuffed animal or a pillow. It's
Right.
more like a stuffed animal.
and it was a dick. But she
With
told
balls.
me, yes, the balls were there, intact. She had told me that it was a giant dog bone when I had saw it in her closet.
Because she was like 7, but she wouldn't, or she was even younger than that.
Younger.
She,
4.
I mean, it was like she had a radar on this thing. And if for some reason I had pulled it down to get something out of the top of my closet, she would swoop it up and go running through the house with it.
Yep.
And I mean, it was like big. She'd be like, ah.
I never understood what that was at
Yeah.
the time. So
She was like, Mom, what's this?
she would never let me have it. And I was just like, why can't I have the dog bone? Like, I would get really triggered about it. And long story short, she eventually got rid of it. And years later, I found out it was a giant dick.
Yeah.
Why did you not, like, why'd you have it in the first place?
It was just like a gag gift from like Cirillas at some, but it was pink and stuff. So I just like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
And, I was in my early 20s. So I just enjoyed it, like not in that way. It was soft all the time. But yeah, I don't know. I just always had it, but I didn't like want to leave it on my bed or anything. So it just stayed at the top of the closet. But it's like kids just have a knack for knowing when you don't want them around or when they shouldn't have something, and they will go to it every time.
Exactly. And like the second, and your overreaction to it is one of those things that you go, as a kid, you're like, oh,
This is cool.
yeah, they got real freaked out about this. I should do that more.
Yes, dude. Like she could probably smell the shit in my pants.
What?
So it was like shit in the bed, Fred over it. Like, oh my God.
All right, more Lexxi questions.
Yeah. So let's see. What was your favorite part about our trip to Florida that we took? It was about 2 years ago. We spent a week in Destin.
Destin, Florida. My favorite part was probably, well, the car ride there was a whole nother story in itself, but it was definitely buying our giant blow up boats, and
We bought some blow up kayaks.
Yeah.
Yep. It's definitely that. Getting stuck out, well, not being able to get out into the water, like we kept drifting towards the shore. Just
Heavy
looked
current.
like idiots.
Oh my gosh. Do you remember when the first time we went to Destin, right after I had my boobs done, and like a huge wave crashed and it took me down. So when I came up, my bottoms came all the way down. So I grabbed for my bottoms, and all I could hear was Lexi, like almost like a shark. She was like, Mom, your top. I had like 2 tits out.
At what age did you realize she was mortifying?
I've always known.
Like, just like that's one of those moments where like that single moment, I think in any young girl's life with her mom would be, that's all they'd ever talk about. That'd be like the singular most embarrassing thing that had ever happened. But like that's one of your days, right?
Yeah. And I realized she was, I don't know, just different. Well, okay.
Sorry, Mittens is just all up in my grill, and she's got to go. This is not podcast time with Mittens. Come on.
She's just clingy.
Yes,
She's scratching her back on the end of that mic stand.
Yes.
She reminds me of somebody named Chloe.
she's just a lot. You're a lot, Mittens. So yeah, like that's like that's one day in your life where it's just like, not that it's embarrassing, but like to a 13-year-old girl, like her mom's boobs out on the beach would be.
That was probably the least embarrassing time my tits were out for her.
That's right.
At least they were strangers.
Name number 1.
Oh gosh. There's too many to think of. It was definitely on my first day of kindergarten. We were in the drop-off line, and my mom just didn't really want to let me out of the car.
Okay.
So
This doesn't
one of the
involve my tits,
teachers,
just so y'all know.
Okay.
I didn't even have any then.
I was like,
mine were bigger than hers in kindergarten. So the teacher,
Ripped her from my car.
Mhm.
Opened the door. I wasn't ready. I wanted one more kiss.
and my mom's spazzing out in front of these kids on my first day of school.
I wasn't ready.
And
Aw.
I drove around the block like 2 times crying. Just like kept circling the school. Like I kind of wanted to go like peer in the windows. I did. I really did.
Oh, that's sweet.
Gosh.
it was a good school, though.
Yeah, she loved that school. So how do you feel about my choice in men? She told me I should marry you.
Well, it's better than some of the other options.
Thanks. Thanks. I
don't
appreciate
have
that.
any other
No.
options.
Really ringing endorsement. You're better.
Yeah.
You're better. You're better than.
Well, she made it a thing, like, oh, I would never, like, that's my friend. But, you know, there's...
It's because Chris Bowers told me that I should just marry you and you would just make me the happiest woman for the rest of my life.
Yes.
I could see that there. He has cats.
He knows how to tame a pussy.
Oh, my
Had to.
God.
I had to. It's like you can't open that door.
So for taste in men, now that we've established I'm one notch better than an attempted murderer.
Right.
Clingy, sociopath, crazy.
Now these are the men or your
And-
mom.
That's just the last one.
She's a psychopath.
I am a psycho, and I've never hid that.
Well, there's one more I was thinking of. Asshole.
Mhm.
I thought she's going to say ass fucker, and I was like, not in this one, though.
So generally not a fan.
Well, we've been through hell, unfortunately. So I'm trying to teach my love of hate, my love for hating men to her, but
She doesn't hate women, though.
I don't want to date them either.
Right.
You can't be too sure about that.
Sure.
Have you seen her Snapchat stories?
She gets so triggered when I kiss my friends. Like I used to kiss my ex roommate. We won't mention her name because she's a fucking douchebag.
Oh.
And then
This is awkward.
Will she see this?
I don't give a fuck. But she won't put blood in my mouth.
Okay. Moving
So-
on.
Ratchet.
Amanda Doty, though, there was a time or two like that we've, just taken a little Snapchat photo and did like a little closed mouth kiss. She gets triggered.
Why?
That's just really weird.
Yeah, she's like, Mom, stop that.
It's
Yeah.
weird to watch your mom kiss other women. What's wrong with you? It's 2018.
I know. Just,
She hasn't gotten into internet porn yet.
well, she hasn't. It's been on my school iPad
Oh
before.
my God! No! I
Yep.
was set up.
Yep.
I was set up.
I've
Yep.
never seen anyone under the bus driven over so hard.
We're editing this.
No, we're not.
No, we're
That was
not.
great.
I know we can't. We just don't edit. That's how
I
we
had
do.
got a new phone, and so she took my iPad that I had for school back because I didn't need it anymore because I got a laptop. Just don't even listen. It's going to be okay.
Nothing makes me uncomfortable.
Long
and
story
this is
short.
very uncomfortable.
I had dropped my phone. Someone took it. So I was using my iPad again. And I don't know how this came up, but I had typed something in my iPad and just a whole list of porn videos on my iPad. And I didn't put them there. So
Somebody forgot to close the private
Yeah.
browsing history.
Yeah, if you're going to use your kid's school iPad, try to
It
go-
was on private browsing.
no,
but
it wasn't.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't leave a search history.
It doesn't if you don't close the window out.
So what are we talking? What are we talking here? A lot of
I didn't really care to look. It was one of those things I was just like, Mom!
I've never seen you red before.
I
You're-
know.
You're blushing.
Yeah. So basically, I was set up. Anyway.
No.
Nah, Bush did this.
It's all
Yeah.
Brian.
Right.
Fucking Mike Pence. Gosh. Oh, he's to blame for everything. Speaking of which, Alexis asked if you like Hillary Clinton.
I don't.
I
That's
told her
really
that.
nice.
Here, press the button.
Don't point her at me. I hate her.
Where's the button?
Right
at?
under her
She
under her
doesn't
gullet.
miss a
her chin.
beat.
Okay.
Put it up to the mic.
That's how you scare
That's
a
a nice
man
pen.
away.
Yeah.
I don't even need mace. Let me borrow that.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. But see, I balance it out. Got testosterone booster. Super
There
male
you go.
vitality
Oh my
right there.
God.
I spit in that bottle once a week for him.
Yeah. Miranda has more
Oh.
tea in her body than I do.
I do. I am starting to get gray in my beard.
So how do we avoid, because now that I'm your stepdad, how do we avoid you making the same choices with men? Do we have an action plan put together, Miranda?
I'm telling
I'm
you.
just
we're
gonna be
putting one.
alone.
Well, that's a plan.
That's
but-
my current plan also.
Seen too many disasters. Natural
I
disasters.
go from one end of the spectrum to the other.
Some unnatural disasters. I've just seen them all.
Yeah. I haven't domestic violenced anyone yet.
yet.
It's not too late.
You're only 31? 30?
25?
25?
No.
33,
I'll be 33 in June.
60,
Oh.
80.
Look, 10 Speed, seriously, was a year older than me, and she looked like she could be my great-grandmother.
Oh, no doubt.
She did.
Yeah. We can get on my
she
Bumble.
really did.
I'll show you some 34-year-old mistakes.
It was rough.
She pointed at her
It
mom.
was so rough. Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, obviously, I don't have any advice for her with men because I am just like a fucking shit bucket when it comes to men. Like,
Right.
please come take a shit in this bucket and then kick it when you're done.
Aw.
It's pretty much my life.
Yeah. I would here's my advice. If you're attracted to them, don't date them.
That's a good,
Yeah.
like, usually if I like them, if I ever get excited about a guy, because I hardly ever do,
Because they ignore her.
they won't come near me anyway.
Right.
So yeah, that's always nice. And then like the more I put out there that I fucking hate men, the DMs just stay flooded.
Mm-hmm.
I seriously want to cuss them out. Like, but do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? No, I don't want to fucking do that. What I tell you? I told you I don't want to fucking eat food and shit. Like, come on.
No, I don't want free dinner, you
I
idiot.
fucking don't. I'm like,
You know she's anorexic.
I'm like, they probably think I have like eating disorders because like I try to be nice at first. They're like, what? Would you like to grab food sometime? I'm like, sorry. I try not to really eat with people. I don't like to eat a lot. I don't want to have to eat at any, given time.
I'm a messy eater. I just don't like
Oh,
people to
gosh.
see it. Yeah. Very picky eater.
Yeah, I'm a real cunt. That does not keep them away. I'm like, and the fact that it's not keeping them away, I'm like, you're even more damaged than I am. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah,
Bye.
I saw some of that on your status about not adding her on Facebook, and like these guys are just straight up terrible.
Dude, some of the comments. I mean, like, I seriously just, I like
Two
to
hotties.
I like to leave them on when I cuss them out because I want them to like know what I just said to them, like my little clap back. But then it's just like anymore. I'm just like, I'm just deleting you right away. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and say my piece anyway, but you're not even gonna get to see it because I'm unfriending you.
Yeah.
Like, what was with that one guy who's like, she learned it from watching you? What? Not accepting friend requests from douchebags?
Right.
Well,
Even I was like, excuse me?
yeah. I'm like, but that, like, yeah, there's plenty of times where you could say that statement, like, what are you teaching your daughter or something? And I'm still going to tell you to sit and spin. But either way, that didn't even make sense for that.
Right.
I was just like, dude, you're fucking stupid.
So what questions do you have for your mom?
When did you realize I was a demon?
Before you came out of my birthing canal.
Really?
Yeah. I was sick a lot when I was pregnant. I just...
Now, Lexi, I have a question for you. This is from the chat. Lots and lots of men are asking, what is Miranda's vagina like? You're the only one who's been in it.
No
One
comment?
time she asked if she could go back.
Really?
Yeah.
She's very funny.
She is.
She has your sense of humor.
Yeah, she is. She's a good kid. I got lucky because I was a real slut in high school. So, I mean, I really wasn't that bad compared to like other sluts that I knew. But I mean, I'd already had a child by the time I was her age.
Right.
So the fact that she, is in school and like, just not a horrible person. No, I wasn't horrible, but I had no guidance because my fucking mother was horrible.
When people ask me about you, I just say you're a feral cat. You're like a feral human. You didn't have anybody teaching you the rules of society.
My grandparents passed away before that time.
Right.
'Cause they were amazing. They taught me to be a good person. But unfortunately, my grandfather died at 14. I moved out for the first time in with a guy that was in his 20s at that age.
Right.
And then my grandmother passed away at 16. In which a time where me and my friends tried to pay the bills by working at a grocery store and stuff and, didn't even have food to eat. But yet somehow I had food stamps in my name that I was unaware of that my stupid bitch mother was selling for crack probably. I didn't even know it until I had signed up later for government assistance. So if that just gives you an idea of my situation.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're talking early teens.
Yeah, 16.
Now, what other questions? I'm curious. Here, this is a safe space for you to ask all the things you've always wanted to know.
Mm-hmm. Don't ask me for money.
Oh, well, there goes my question.
I know I'm the worst at coming up with questions on the spot. They'll just come to me when it's the most inappropriate time.
Right.
It's probably her too.
Yeah.
If you and I were talking, she'd have all kinds of questions.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Someone give me a phone.
Yeah. You need a new one.
No, to talk on. So if I'm talking on the phone, you'll ask me 50 questions. How do you feel about me doing stand-up comedy?
Well, you're a clown.
How do you feel about that laugh?
What laugh? You sound like a hyena off a Lion King.
She's told me that before.
I have.
How does it feel to know that your mother has an award-winning podcast brought to you by the We Are Libertarians Network?
Who's my mother again?
You honestly should have her. You should do your set and have her just sit on the stool in the background with a mic and just clown on you the whole time. That'd be so funny.
That would be great. And almost she's my inner voice.
Yes.
That would be so great.
You're funny. Subconscious.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's see. What's the most trouble you've ever gotten in? Because Miranda does, you'd think, people will think, Miranda's this or that, and she's wild, so she must not be a strict mom, but she's strict. For when I've heard her talk to you, I'd be terrified.
She's loosened up a lot.
Yeah, you're more mature.
Okay, tell some funny stories about when you get in trouble, when you were in the shower and I caught you with electronics when you were grounded.
Oh, well, once upon a time, I was
never
grounded. Safe. And I was in the shower on my laptop. In the
this
shower.
Bitch.
Idiot.
In the shower. And my mom walked in for some reason and took it.
Caught her.
So
she started smarting off.
She asked me what the password was, and I said, I don't have to tell you because, I was in my safe space in the shower until she ripped the shower curtain off and punched me in the nose.
Okay, I didn't rip it off. I ripped it open.
The more troublesome part is that you punch her in the nose, not the shower curtain.
Well, it's because she was flailing, and I just had to hit her however I could.
With a closed fist.
Right.
Listen.
Did you deserve it?
No.
Yeah.
No.
You don't smart off to me, dude. I'm the mother.
Someone's got to be smart here.
What can you do? She's got a point. But she really thought she was going to be a little smart ass because she was in the shower.
Right.
What was I going to do? Well, bitch, I'll show you what I would do.
But don't think I'm safe just when she's in the shower because one day I slammed the door, which I didn't.
She did.
She got out of the shower butt naked.
Didn't even dry off.
Soaking wet, water all over the floor. Said, do you want me to beat your fucking ass? Just losing it all over, just going insane because I allegedly slammed the door.
Yeah, because she was obviously being a little dick about whatever was going on when she slammed said door.
Right.
No.
Yeah, and I just also don't think you're safe just because I'm in this shower, girl. I won't even grab a towel. Do you want to fight a naked woman? Some of you do, maybe. You're weird for that. But she did not want that.
How much for the PayPal?
Just send away and I'll give you what you're worth. Oh my gosh, another funny story is so like when I got my boobs done, she hated it when I would wear tops, like exposing my cleavage and stuff.
How old are we talking?
It was just 2 years ago.
Oh,
14.
okay.
Yeah.
You've got them done since I've known you?
No. Oh no, yeah, they just turned 3 March 16th. Never mind. 3
We
years.
didn't have a birthday party?
Yes, I did. I celebrate it every time. I do. I never let that go. But unfortunately, I had just wrapped up my undercover investigations.
Yeah, it's true.
So I was, still shaving my beard and stuff. Getting rid of the...
Austin writes, luckily CPS is so overburdened at this point that they aren't watching this podcast.
Oh, they probably
I
are.
just my phone gone. She gone.
Like, power-wise?
Yeah. That's
Okay.
But so, yeah. Well, that's why I'm just letting people know, like, nothing sexual happened with this child. I did not have sexual relations with this child.
Give me the cord.
You have a really big black head on your nose, and I want to pop it.
Oh, well, the cameras are off. You can't pop it right now.
It's not time for that.
But it's huge.
We'll work on that later.
Ew, don't lick it.
So the funniest part is she hated, my cleavage or, my breasts being exposed in any way. Not the whole breasts, because I wasn't exposing them like that. But just she hated the attention my boobs were getting.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day I did the, where I flex them and move them like that.
Right.
Dude, her eyes lit up like Christmas morning. She was so excited. She was like, do it again.
I can do it too.
She can do it too. If you feel, that's against the law. I didn't.
Yeah, don't. If you're going to do that, go outside.
She can't do it.
Not in this
we'll just say
apartment.
that.
I can feel.
She wants.
No.
Feel right now.
Stop.
Feel.
If you can't see it, it doesn't count.
Feel it.
Miranda, get your child under control.
Where's the hose?
Just wait. I have to get back in my
Stop
position.
it. Don't feel anything. You're moving your whole...
No, I wasn't!
This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen anyone fight over.
Dude.
I can move my boobs.
Yeah.
I can!
Dude,
Both of them!
She had on a bombshell bra the other day, so it had 2 cup sizes. She was just feeling herself like Dolly Parton. And she was just like, you're just jealous because mine are real.
Oh.
Bitch, half of yours is a bra.
Right. It's false advertising.
Yeah,
Would you like me to take it off?
Yep. No, you
Okay,
weirdo.
that's what I thought.
You have as much bra as you do boobs.
Now, we actually did a podcast where we talked because I am your Facebook friend, but I honestly
He has clearance for that.
Yeah, and so I'm scrolling through one day and I just see this blonde girl, and this blonde.
It was
and
when
this
you went to
brunette.
prom.
Yeah, when you went to prom, and this blonde girl was just who is this?
I think I know.
He was
you're
like, who are
talking
these
about.
Who is this thought? And
it wasn't me.
And then I looked and I was like, why am I following this? What is going on? I need to get off of this page. And it was your page, and so I was doing a podcast with Miranda Latin that night. Yes, that's her. And I was like, how do you feel about your daughter?
The one with the short dress.
How do you feel about your daughter becoming a woman? She's out there, she's hanging out with thoughts. How do you deal with this?
I
as a
said,
mom?
I'm okay with it because she can't even wipe her ass right. I don't have to worry about it.
Is that accurate?
No.
It's not, but
She's
I like
never
to
seen
say
my
it.
ass.
I've not, but so I like to say that any chance I get.
Right.
Yeah.
Just anytime it's appropriate. I'll be like, she can't even wipe her ass right.
I don't know if it's ever appropriate.
Just to scare people. Like, there could be shit in them panties.
Not after 4. I think after 5-ish.
But when
Yeah.
you don't want people to even think that way about your kid, it's a good go-to.
Oh, there's still people that will.
So is she my point in asking, is she like a strict mom now? Because do you drive yet?
I'm hopefully getting my permit this week.
Okay.
So she's working on it, but I am a strict mom, but I'm not super strict. But
She's weird. She's strict about things other parents aren't strict about, but then she's not strict about other things that parents are strict about.
Explain that.
Like, for the longest time, I was just never allowed to hang out with boys.
Because also she would not understand like appropriate settings or something. Like if there were rules in order for her to do something like that, nobody else has to do that. That's so weird and lame. I won't even hang out with them then. Okay. You ain't hurt my
Okay.
feelings. Nobody's parents do this. My friends all vape. Bitch, bye.
You wanted
They do.
You wanted to vape?
Fucking loser.
Why would you want to vape?
Because it's fun.
Yeah, but you look stupid.
Yeah, you look like a
I
fucking
get
millennial.
that. I made fun of vapors for the longest.
Yeah. Are you vaping behind your mom's back?
Shh.
I know for a fact she was, at least she is self-admittedly told me that, but she better not be now.
You realize, here's the thing. Let me explain something. When you're young, you think you can fool people, but we're so old and seen so much stuff. Like, we know what's going on. Especially this one. She will ferret it out.
Oh yeah, it's like I have tried to get by with any and everything I
Right.
could.
Right.
Mole. Oh, that's a mole.
No, it's not.
Dude, that's a mole. I know where you just touched on my face. She's gonna try to she's gonna try to gnaw that thing. Shut up.
Just gnaw it off like
She's
a
gonna
little
try to
badger.
gnaw that off like a rat later.
So, what are some things that, like, she's strict about that? Like, what are other parents strict about that she's not strict about?
Like,
I think how open I am with her is one of the things.
Oh, for sure.
Sometimes I'm a little too honest.
You're a little too open with this podcast.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I like to create that uncomfortableness.
it's like, just like, like little things. Like, she's not strict about, like, the way I talk for the most part.
I don't like cussing, but I don't mind talking shit.
Yeah.
You don't like her talking shit about other people.
No, I don't. Well, I try to keep her not talking shit about other people all the time. Like, I try to be like, dude.
We do it together. What are you talking
Only if
about?
I've talked shit do you have open reign. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, I try to like remember, like, oh, I got to teach her to be a positive person and to just sit and talk shit all the time.
Right.
It creates a lot of negativity. And in my life, especially, I see the difference. Like, when I go down that route, it's like, you know, it stays very negative. But then when I'm able to rise above, sometimes, obviously, I get much better results.
What are you doing?
So,
Taking a Snapchat.
Did you just take a duck face
I did.
selfie?
I did.
Caught.
and she's always doing that. These kids these days.
She's always doing that.
Oh.
I've been in the hot tub with her.
I don't do.
Oh,
duck
I know.
faces
I've
that
been in the
often.
hot tub with her too because of the selfies.
Yeah, it's like my favorite time. That's where I'm in my element. Take a picture of me. Give the people what they want.
Nah.
Nah. What do your friends think of Miranda?
Well, I don't introduce them.
Well, her guy friends probably like, huh, your mom's like so hot and cool and stuff.
No, that's not what they say.
They did when I used to bring them around.
Right. Was the
Haters.
was the word MILF used a lot?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now I get the payback because I know that people are looking at my daughter in such an uncomfortable way.
Really?
You know, like in public and stuff, especially in the hot tub or like situations like that. And it's like people don't always realize that she is her age.
Right. Yeah.
But, you know,
Because I'm hot and dangerous.
so that's when I like to remind them she can't wipe her ass right. Like I just like to throw that out there any chance I get, like anything to try to scare them away. But yeah, it's like an awkward situation.
You two are like.
I do have a zit. She's like a chimpanzee.
I know you two are like little monkeys. You just like I've been watching a lot of Planet Earth
Yeah,
too.
you need to go wash your hands and get me a toilet paper.
I ain't getting you nothing.
I'm gonna throw up.
She's gonna lick that off later.
I'm
Weirdo.
not. I'm not.
She just popped my zit for everyone listening.
So you genuinely, I'm trying to get a straight answer out of you. You're very sassy, just like your mom.
I can be.
I know. So do you genuinely not bring your friends around?
No. I always go to them.
Because she also knows you ain't getting by with shit around me.
That's got to be it? Why? Right?
No. She's just very crazy.
But I'm not like Mean Girls. I don't let the dog gnaw on my nipple or nothing.
She would if we had a dog.
These nipples are
She's
off
tried it
limits.
with the cat.
What's going on with the cats?
The cats are staying with Mike Doty right now. She's salty about it.
That's not what I meant. She knows what I meant.
Oh, no, look at that face. She doesn't. She gets that glazed over look.
So, wow, this has been so
Eventful.
everything I thought it would be.
Yeah.
You're very funny. I think you're very funny. You're very you're very nice. I wasn't sure what to expect. We haven't really talked. We've met, but you were in the middle of throwing a fit when I was at your house.
Really?
The one time I came over for a podcast, and you were pissed at her about something.
Always mad at me.
I want to know what it was.
You were mad. I was like, the shower door
She'll
was...
cuss me out over that on the ride home.
In fairness, I felt she was being a little too strict. But,
yes, because she is.
But she's also your mom, and, she's like, I don't want you doing the dumb shit I did, so I'm going to be a little bit more of a hard ass. So I get it.
And also, you can't play me. Don't tell me no dumb shit. Think I'm going to be like, oh, is that what you're doing? Go ahead.
And that's really what it was. It was like thought she was fooling you, and you're like, you're not fooling me. Go back to your fucking room.
Go clean them dishes.
So you
Make me a sandwich.
So like you were sitting on the couch next to me, and you were just kind of like, you were not thrilled people were over. You didn't know who the strange man was in your apartment. You were fighting with your mom. You were very nice to me. And I was like, oh, she's actually really nice, because she could be a total bitch right now, and I totally understand.
She's good at compartmentalizing that stuff like I am.
Yeah.
Like, I can fucking claw your eyes out and then turn to someone that I'm not mad at and be like, what up?
Yeah.
Psycho.
Well, that's how you manage it all. You got to keep that healthy balance.
Right. The healthy balance of batshit crazy versus,
Yeah.
Yeah, we're hot, we're crazy, and we'll stab you in your sleep, but only if you deserve it.
What I've really noticed over the last probably 6 months, maybe less even, is the relationship between you two seems to have gone from mother-daughter to more friends.
Yeah, it has.
It has, because really, I've gone through a lot of stuff. She's also, continuously getting older. Obviously, I'm not, so it's weird. But, she's getting older, and the things that I've been through have just been a nightmare, have been things that I couldn't have made up in my worst dreams.
Right.
And so, I don't know, just she's been through a lot also because of that. And I don't know, it's just like an understanding between the both of us. Like, we're victims and we're coping together, and I don't know. It's like, I need you to understand I'm going through all of this stuff, and, I need you to try not to make anything harder on me than possible. And in doing that, it's a maturity that isn't giving me that, acceptance of some things with her. Like, she gets away with, maybe a few cuss words here and there sometimes. Depends on the setting, and you know what I mean?
Right.
She knows when it's appropriate or not. It doesn't mean she won't push that boundary, but, it's like, I can't expect her to be mature and to deal with things and to help me out in these ways. But then also I'm going to treat her like she's 10 the other times. It's like, it's a growing process for both of us, which it could just be the teenage years too, that, every parent probably experiences this in some way.
Yeah. Because good and goddamn well when you're not supposed to say fuck. You're old enough. You're grown enough.
Yeah, and especially if it's directed at me.
Yeah.
I imagine you get to a certain point when they're teenagers and just go, you are smart enough and old enough to know better than this. Stop it.
And if you can discern that correctly, then you get away with doing it when you can.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as you act like you don't know that line, then we have to go back to zero tolerance.
Right.
But I mean, it's like, I would never be one of those parents that says like, oh, just, party at home because at least I know you're safe. Bitch, you going to be safe because I'm about to beat you down. You won't be able to leave this house. I will never buy my daughter alcohol or allow people to drink in my house or smoke cigarettes or vapes or any of that.
Okay, Owen Wilson. Wow.
I mean, I understand that those parents, the older I get too, I feel like I realize in just every area of life, there's not a lot of people that are complete pieces of shit. Most of us are genuinely doing the best we can.
Yeah.
And so I try to be a little bit more tolerant of that, or, not judgmental. But that's just some of those things that I would never do because it's not okay. Now, when you're old enough to drink, I pick you up.
Yeah.
But until then, it's my job to keep you from doing that because that comes in with a lot of other bad choices or the area to make those kinds of choices. And I'm not opening that door. I'm not being responsible for other people's children doing it or none of that.
I would think, and I bet you probably know that if you were in trouble and you did some dumb shit, you'd get in trouble for it, but she'd be there for you.
Oh, for sure.
Heartbeat.
But I'm
Yeah.
just saying I'm not hosting those parties in the
Right,
basement.
Yeah.
But if something ever happened, yeah, we would deal with it later or whatever. And I think we've had a few times where just, nothing huge has happened, but she does find out like, okay, I could call my mom, like, and also the older she gets, the less I jump down her throat about those things. And it's because right from wrong. You don't need me to yell at you about that. You don't need me to tell you what you just got in trouble for from someone else or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what you did was wrong, and I can't hold your hand every second of the day. So, I'll pick you up or I'll do whatever. But it's like,
Gotta work it out.
Yeah, you have to work it out because the trouble that can follow with whatever that behavior might have been.
Yeah, and tell me if you identify with this, Lexxi, but like I remember being a teenager, and it's sort of like comedy. Like if you want to be a really great stand-up comic, you have to be a part-timer like your mom, and then you have to be a road comic, and then you have to go through like 10 to 20 years of being like a nobody, because you have to get up and fail and like learn where those edges are. And I think like as a teenager, you have those moments where you're trying to figure out, like, you want to just try everything. But then you like get in a situation, you go, oh shit. And I was never smart enough to call my parents and go, hell, I just got myself out of it. And not drinking is really kind of like what's kept me from doing a lot of dumb stuff. But like that's the weird part about being like your first 25 years, everything happens for the first time. And it's so confusing. And I'm so glad I'm not your age. It's so nice to be 34.
Especially in this day and age. It's, everything is on social media.
Everybody's got a camera. That has to be super annoying. Like, everybody's got a camera, but like, have you noticed? I've noticed that people around your age, at least in college, because I don't really talk to many high schoolers, like, people are less enthused about social media in your generation. They're just like, I'm over it. Like, you'll snap your friends, but it's that close circle as opposed to like our age where we wanted to broadcast it all and figure this out. Where it's like, now I'm just like, I just want to talk to like the 10 people I like. And it seems like you guys kind of have figured that's the sweet spot.
Yeah, definitely.
It's more of like Snapchat instead of that broad social media like Facebook and stuff, which is, she's taught me that. That's her way.
Yep.
Anything you'd like to add?
No?
Are you bored?
No.
Okay. You're shy?
Yeah.
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 It's a little weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who's going to hear this? People are going to think about me in a certain way, and it's uncomfortable.
Not that. I'm just awkward and don't know what to say.
Well, you're very funny. I've enjoyed having you on. We should start wrapping up.
Yeah.
I think we've come to a good place. We've learned a lot.
Yes, I would like to thank you for coming along. Thank you for being my child, putting up with my shit.
You the same?
Yeah, I mean, that's just it. It's like so weird. Like, we're not super close in age, but we're closer in age than most parents and children are. So,
well, we both grew up together.
Yeah,
basically.
so we have. We've grown up together, and we've had to take some hard learning curves lately. So it definitely is nice to have somebody in my life that is a team player with me. She definitely does not always have my side to me, but I know that no matter what, she loves me.
I feel like even though you're 16, you're going to tell her the truth, and you're going to give her your opinion and be like, listen, you dumbass.
Yeah.
She does, and I'll just be like, oh, man. Or I'll be like, girl, I don't care.
Yeah.
But I do like that. But sometimes I feel like, well, shit, I should probably learn how to hold back or be more appropriate. But I just, for my own personality, I don't know how to do that. I just know how to be honest and open.
Yeah, I think for my final thought, I think it's been really cool to see just on Snapchat, you going to the gym with your mom and like you guys spending more time together, and like it seems like you're having fun together. And you always hear, because I remember my sister and my mom, like, two grown females should not live in the same house together usually.
No.
Because it does not go well. And I remember my mom and sister really fought at that age a lot. And so it's kind of nice to see, knowing all the stuff that's going on with Miranda and knowing that that's got to be affecting you too. Like, it's really nice that you two are together, that you two are, like, bonding and enjoying each other's company and, like, kind of becoming friends. as opposed to just like a mother-daughter relationship. I'm your boss, you do what I say type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think it's been really nice to see, and I know that as Miranda's friend, it's like really nice to I know she's wanted that kind of relationship, not only with you, but with any female. You know, like it's hard to make friends, and it's hard for everybody to make friends, but you know,
I've never been a fan of my mom's female friends.
Right.
She hasn't. She's not even a fan of me half the time. At least not to me. Like she won't just.
I don't
say
even
that.
want my own female friends, so I just don't like females.
It's really weird when you're just kind of like open, honest, and don't give a shit what people think about you. You're not for everybody.
You're not, but
And,
it's
like,
so crazy.
you're
It's
not
also what people appreciate about
Yeah,
me.
they really like it from a distance.
Yes.
but like not a lot of people can appreciate being up close with you.
No, they can't, and I can understand that.
Yeah.
Do you want to wrap this up for us? Do you want to close out the show?
How?
However you want. All you got to do is thank them for listening and
Your deepest, most secrets. Put
Yeah.
all your deepest, darkest secrets. Pretend this is your journal.
Okay.
Yeah. Dear
Well,
diary
thank you for watching
and listening.
and listening. Of course.
This has been
This has been
Hi, Ben.
amazing.
Woo!
Woo!
It's been another amazing episode.
Would you want to have your own podcast after this?
Of course.
What would you talk about?
My mom's nudes.
Boom.
Well, then, all right. Sounds like we have a spinoff show based on this show.
Yes. Well, everybody, that was Alexis's wrap up. I'd like to thank you all for tuning in, putting up with my shit, thanking Chris for putting up with my shit, and catch us next time.
That's right.
Thank you for listening to the We're Libertarians Network. Get our other shows at We'reLibertarians.com.